Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Writer-director Paul Thomas Anderson has always played by his own rules in Hollywood. No two movies are the same, and yet every one of them has his own distinct voice and depth of character. He's working at the top of his game with his latest film, One Battle After Another, which is a full-blown ride about protecting your family, your values, and standing up to others. It's in theaters, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Paul Thomas Anderson opens the film with a very familiar scene of immigrants being rounded up and kept in cages in detention centers at the US-Mexico border. Leonardo DiCaprio, Teyana Taylor, and Regina Hall all stars members of a revolutionary gang known as the French 75 who execute a massive plan to help them escape. Taylor's character, Perfidia, is left distracting Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw, who's played by Sean Penn. He's left tied up and entranced by her seductive ways. The French 75 will do whatever it takes to stop a fascist regime. Perfidia and DiCaprio's character Bob welcome a baby daughter, but it doesn't stop Perfidia from her work. That is until she's taken into custody after a bank robbery gone wrong. Bob and their daughter Willa escape in the night and live in hiding. Paul Thomas Anderson cuts to 16 years later. Willa's now in high school and played by Chase Infinity, and they're living off the grid when their old enemies arrive, disrupting their quiet existence. Any review of this movie will mention how timely this film is. It's like Paul Thomas Anderson thought about what a second Trump presidency might look like, and then now upon the film's release, we're seeing in real time how accurate it feels. The catch here is that Anderson hasn't specifically set this in 2025. There's no current vernacular that attributes to present headlines, and no mention of who the president of this current world is. And yet these themes of immigration, a fascist regime, or even having a secret society of white men in power looking for racial purification, all feels like very political warfare that is currently dividing this country. They're universal and unfortunately timeless themes. Anderson catapults the audience into this kind of frantic, edge-of-your-seat ride for its 2-hour and 40-minute runtime. It's never boring, as he's really jam-packed the story of survival and revenge. It's stressful from the jump, thanks to the Johnny Greenwood kind of pulsating score and its specific sound design. Anderson has richly complex characters just full of eccentricities, which gives his cast plenty to play with. Teyana Taylor is a dynamic force that really sets this whole film in motion. She's electric as Perfidia, and audiences will take notice if unfamiliar with her work. Leonardo DiCaprio is always reliable with these types of erratic characters, and he leans hard into Bob's paranoia, having really drank and smoked his way into just being, unreliable, forgetting everything that he's learned about the secret codes of the French 75, and now he's desperate to find his daughter before it's too late. Then there's Sean Penn, who reminds audiences of his power to transform and serve every angle of this story. His character of Lockjaw is gross, misogynistic, and Penn gives him this kind of controlled chaos and noticeable gait as he desperately tries to retain control of his power. Paul Thomas Anderson's career is rich and diverse, from Boogie Nights to Magnolia to The Master and There Will Be Blood and many more. Each rich in detail with memorable characters, and he knows how to execute an explosive ending. One Battle After Another is nerve-wracking to the core, with Anderson's dark sense of humor shining through to make you laugh, sometimes at the paranoia, and sometimes it's the uncomfortable laughter from it hitting hard. This is a movie for right now, and it's the best movie that I've seen in 2025. I'm giving One Battle After Another 5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have movie reviews, and I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment here on YouTube or on social media at Paul's Movie Trip. What is your favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie? Mine is Magnolia. Let me know in the comments, and go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of One Battle After Another. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.